let's get this transformed from this to this. So hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel, and I'm going to kind of show you how I got all that done. Welcome to the channel, Bibles, Bullies, and Bogies. Today we're going to go over some ATV stuff. First off, if you are interested in this set of, they are CST, a Buzz tires, and I've got front and rear. They're for 14-inch rims, as you see. And I've got two 26x9s and two 26x11s on the bottom. Those come stock on CFORCE 800XC, and those tires have 542 miles. So brand new, they are $600 on Chaparral Motorsports. I'm asking $300 for the full set. If you're interested, drop an email, DelRaileyDesigns@gmail.com. Well, I've been running, I really like this. It's my CFORCE 800 by CFMOTO. The stock tires on this thing, they've got the Buzz wheels, tires, which if you're interested in this set, I'm going to sell them. So send me an email. But I'm getting ready to upsize, and I went with Sedona Mud Rebels. And these are a 28-inch tire. And they're 28x10 on a 14 rim. So increasing the size a good bit, like it's gonna give me better ground clearance, and it's a much deeper tread than what I have before. Again, if you're interested in these, they're not very used. They only have 500 miles on them. There's nothing wrong with them. I just was upgrading. So got those to get installed, and then we're going to put a front bumper and rear bumper on it, and I may or may not, I'm not sure yet, but I might take the fender flares off. I want to get the tires on first and see how it looks and go from there. Alright, we got it jacked up, put on blocks, and the wheels off. So I'm going to take my old wheels and tires along with the new tires to one of our local tire shops that's very fair, and get those put on and balanced, and then we'll get them put back on. But that won't happen till tomorrow, so stay tuned. Alright, we just picked up the new Mud Rebels, and they are mounted on the rims. So now I'm going to go ahead and get them mounted on the four-wheeler, and we'll get this bad boy tested out. Still waiting on my bumpers, which they're supposed to be here today. So we'll get those put on as well. Stay tuned. Alright, new tires are on there. Everything is great so far. We're going to take it for a test ride in a little bit. But clearance is awesome. From what I've been seeing other guys online do is, these are 28x10x14. So I'm going with a block setup, same on the front as the rear. The reason for that is if I get a spare, then it'll replace any tire. Plus, as I ride, I can rotate my tires and keep them even wear this way. So there's a couple reasons why I did that, but they look awesome on it. I increased my ground clearance. I should have checked what it was before, but I can tell that it's better. And here's my old front tire. Keep in mind it doesn't have air in it, but we got probably about a 2 to 3 inch lift overall just from tires. Now additionally, with these CFMOTOs, they have, you can adjust the shocks also to increase your lift if you want to do that. You can get easily inch and a half lift without using any lift kits. So now we're just going to get our bumpers installed, and we're going to be ready to hit some mud. Stay tuned. All right, I did decide to remove all the fender flares because I just didn't like how far they were sticking out on the sides past the machine. So that gave it a much sleeker look. The fender flares before, like, they came out to about here. And I just didn't really care for that. The fenders themselves are going to catch almost all the mud. And then I put the clips back in it. Now, you can use a screwdriver and a needle nose pliers to remove those clips and put them back in. And then also a tip on your tires, you know, make sure you check your PSI, because, you know, like these, there's a, it's a 36 PSI max to seat the beads, but then these operate at 8 PSI. So, when they're cold. So if you have someone else do the tires, make sure you check your air pressures before you go riding. I dropped mine to about 13, and I'm gonna test it with that, but we're not gonna go ride far. And then I may drop them down to 8, but we'll see how it handles first, because we do a lot of hard pack and road riding, so a little harder tire is not a problem. But the reason for that is if you have them too full, when they get hot, the air is going to expand, and that could give you a problem. So just make sure you check your air pressures before you go riding. All right, I took my daughter for a little test ride. We rode a couple miles. Everything felt great. I am going to drop my tire pressures down to 8. We had them at about 13 right now. And FedEx did not disappoint. We got the bumpers in, so we're about to get those opened up and installed, and I'll try to set up the camera and hopefully show you guys how to install them. I don't know myself, so we'll figure it out together. Just so you guys know, super fast shipping by both companies. This was Chaparral Motorsports for the tires, and this was Lion Parts Motorsports for the bumpers. So let me set up the camera and we'll get those opened and take a look at them, make sure everything's good. Alright, let's get these opened up. Should be rear bumper, front bumper. Rear bumper is not quite as big. And I bought these. These are the Rival bumpers from it is an aftermarket, and the reason I bought those is because the front bumper covers, it protects the headlights better on the front. So we'll get these unboxed, and then I'm going to open them up off camera and read over the instructions real quick. There's the rear. And yeah, I ordered these, what's today? Today's the 15th. I ordered everything, I think the 10th or the 11th, and they came in super fast. Free shipping from both places, and with Lion Sports, if you sign up with your email, you get 5% off your first order. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. That's just who I chose to use. Yeah, so everything so far looks great. Super fast shipping. And looks like just what we ordered. So let's get these opened up and I will show you the rest. Alright, let's get this back bumper on, or attempt to. So a couple things you have to do first. On your top rack there's 9, let's see, there's 9 10mm bolts that go here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then pull your rack off. And then down here, you're going to pull your top bolt and nut, which I already did those just for the sake of time. But pull those out, And the bumper's going to mount here and then come up and mount to the rack. And then there's two side mounts, I think, right here. So let's get it going. Hopefully I can pretty much do this by myself. It'd be a lot easier if you had two people for sure. However, I think I can get it. Alright, just kind of tap that through, put your nut back on, and don't tighten anything down until you get it complete. Alright, so we need two of the bolts, two of the washers, and we'll go ahead and put these top two in. And then there's just these side two that go with the, they got the little braces. So pretty straightforward, not too bad it seems like. But again, don't tighten anything up until you get it, you know, everything lined up and started. And be careful that you don't cross thread anything. And last one. This one is just short. Yeah, that's why you want to leave everything pretty loose. Even with it loose, I'm still having to push up on it to try to get it to line up. It's close. But no cigar. Alright. I get it. There we go. Alright, so I had to loosen that up a little more. Just play around with it. It's not too bad. You just got to get it to fit in. And then slowly start snugging everything up. And that's going to be about it. Pretty simple, not too bad. Be careful you don't strip out your bolts. Alright. That feels good. Looks good. Looks pretty even. Yep. Alright, so now we'll pop our top back on. And back bumper's done. Again, the tops are a 10mm, and you've got 9 of them. So don't lose your bolts. And this just sits back on. Like so. And you don't have to over tighten these. This is just a plastic rack. You don't want to break it, strip them out. I may at some point get the rack extenders and possibly a rifle mount, but for now that was enough. So if you're wondering costs, the tires were with mounting and balancing Free shipping, they were $6.90, and the two bumpers were I think like $4.35, I believe. So not too bad, just a look, you know, overall not bad. But the bumpers are going to protect the whole back of the machine. Now we'll go to the front, get the front one done, and that's it. So let's move to the front and we'll try to get that one done. Alright guys, let's move on to the front bumper. So what I already did, you're going to have to remove your centerpiece, and then there's 4 10mm bolts for this side, and then 4 10mm bolts for this side. I went ahead and removed those. You need to let your winch cable out, and you have to take out these two, the bolts that hold your winch on. I already loosened, like, I broke them free already.
Daddy.
Go over there, baby. I don't want you to get hurt.
What is that? Huh?
Huh?
What is that?
Yeah, I'm about to put the front bumper on. I got my helper over here.
Okay.
I'm videoing.
Okay.
There's a video.
See?
See?
Cool.
Alright, so remove your 2 bolts, drop your winch down, and then the bumper's going to mount here, and then your winch goes back on, and then it's going to go, yeah, so these 2 we have to remove. Don't touch anything. And these are, I believe, 1/2 inch. Yeah. You probably could have done it without removing these plates, but I just wanted to be able to see everything good and make sure I'm doing this right.
Look, how big that?
Yeah. It's a 1/2 inch.
Do now around. Move it around.
And I believe that we'll be able to just pick, yeah, you can just pick that up.
What is that? What's that? What's that
And
doing?
then slide these under.
What's that?
Helps if I do it the right way. Get the right one. But just slide those under. Pop your bolts back in very loosely. Don't tighten anything down. Just get it started. That way these can still move around and you got play.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a way.
you do. Now, not sure if it'd be easier to hook the tops or the bottoms first. Honestly, it might be easier to hook the tops first, so we got something kind of holding it up top. Let's try to get these on here to help us hold it. Maybe this will be the right way. I think it shows the other way. However, I just have a feeling it's going to make it a little easier. Could be wrong. And it should screw right into the brackets if I can get them lined up. Let's try to get these other two started. And then we'll set the winch back. Get a winch line back up. Now I did see another guy had a really nice little bumper to add on to the winch. It's like called a winch buddy or something. And I'm probably going to get that. That just keeps you from tightening your winch too far and stripping it. You having fun? Perfect fit. Nice bumper set by Rival. Like I said, I got these because the OEM ones, this is open, and this just seemed like it was a better build and better protection, so I went with the Rivals. The links are in the description if you want to get anything that I showed you in the videos today. Again, I'm not sponsored, so if any of those companies, you know, want to help us out, that'd be cool. But we're not sponsored. We're just little guys, huh? I'm going to just double check everything to make sure. All right. All right, good to go. Put your centerpiece back on, strap it, done. Let's walk around and show you this. So on the machine we've put Sedona Mud Rebel RTs, they're radial 8-ply tire, and Rival front and rear bumpers. And it's time to take this for a ride, try it out. Have fun out there. Be safe. We'll see you soon.